Back in the International Space Station Flight Control Room, the Orbit 2 team is on console, ready to execute the spacewalk under the direction of Flight Director Royce Renfrew. To his right at the Capcom console is the ground IV for today's spacewalk, Jasmine Mabelli, who serves as a spacewalk communicator, talking directly to the two spacewalkers from start to finish of the spacewalk today, helping them choreograph the tasks and procedures. And to her right now, talking to the flight director is Capcom, or Capsule Communicator, David St. Jacques of the Canadian Space Agency, and again you'll hear him communicating with the crew all the way through depressurization this morning. And you can see Doug Hurley now moving Bob Bankin through the hatchway of the Quest airlock. With Cassidy and Bankin completely through the hatchway now, into the crew lock section of the Quest airlock, the hatch will be closed. The sequence of events now calls for NASA astronaut Doug Hurley to close the hatch, which will isolate Cassidy and Bankin in the crew lock section. Once the crew gets that go from teams here in Mission Control Houston, there will be a period of depressurization of the crew lock from its current 14.7 pounds per square inch all the way down to vacuum. The final communications between Mission Control and final checks of the spacewalkers' suits will be conducted, and the crew will then be given the go to place their suits on internal battery power, which will mark the official start of today's spacewalk. And you can see now Yvonne Wagner is in the process of closing the hatch between the equipment lock and the crew lock section. Cassidy and Bankin will now be isolated before their final minutes of preparations before they begin the 228th spacewalk in support of International Space Station assembly and maintenance.
Houston airlock on 1, and steps 73, 72, and 73 are complete.
Houston copies.
And Houston, you guys have got steps 74 through 76. Concur?
Yeah, concur. We're putting in work. Okay. For EV1, EV2, and airlock, you guys are hot mic'd on Space to Ground 1.
EV1 copies. EV2 copies.
Okay, Bob, on the UIA, check the switch depress pump power to off.
Okay, the depress pump power is off.
Check the depress pump enable LED on.
It's on.
Houston, your go in step 80.
And airlock, Houston, we've got about 8 minutes left on our clocks here before we can start, but you can go ahead and pick up step 81.
Copy, 8 minutes. Houston, airlock on 1, canisters 12 and 20 are temp stowed and removed.
Okay, copy that. Good numbers.
Again, Chris Cassidy and Bob Bankin are now isolated in the crew lock section before their final minutes of preparations before they begin the 228th spacewalk in support of International Space Station assembly and maintenance. Flight controllers here in Mission Control Houston are all a go so far for the start of depressurization of the crew lock section in the Quest airlock, just about 45 seconds from now.
Airlock Houston on Space to Ground 1. Getting back to Step 80, you are go to perform Step 80. And with that, we're going to turn you over to Jaws and David. You guys have fun today.
Happy go with Step 80. Thanks, Neil. Okay, Bob, we're ready with the crew lock depress. We're going to take the depress pump power switch to on, and then wait 10 seconds, and open the depress pump manual isolation valve. How copy?
Loud and clear. Just I'll call depress pump power on, and then you tell me 10 seconds. I'll move the valve.
Plan.
Okay, depress pump power coming on. On.
There's 10 seconds. Depress pump manual ISO to open. Expect an alert tone and monitor your suit gauge less than 5.5 psi.
Copy. Valve is open. My seat pressure is rising as expected.
Okay, when crew lock's at 6, expect an alert tone.
Copy. Copy.
Depressurization of the crew lock section of Quest was officially underway at 6 a.m. Central Time. The depressurization of the crew lock section will be done in a two-stage fashion. First, they'll take the crew lock down to 5 pounds per square inch of pressure. They'll pause to do a systems check, and then they'll resume depressurization all the way down to vacuum. Once it reaches vacuum, the two spacewalkers will conduct suit checks, communications checks with Mission Control here in Houston before they place their suits on internal battery power to officially mark the start of today's spacewalk. A U.S. spacewalk start and end time is measured from the time the crew places their suits on internal battery power until the time of repressurization when they're back inside the crew lock once they've completed their spacewalk tasks for the day. Just under 4 minutes until the crew lock section is down to 5 pounds per square inch of pressure. Again, they'll pause to do a systems check, and then they'll resume depressurization all the way down to vacuum. Coming up on 6 pounds per square inch now. Again, they're waiting until it gets down to 5 pounds per square inch.
5, you'll be taking the depress pump manual isolation valve to close, and I'll back you up on that call as well from the inside.
Copy.
There's my tone at 6, as expected, a little behind, behind you.
0.3 like it was before.
Yep.
Copy. You should be getting close, Bob.
I'm showing 5.1. 5.0.
Okay, we heard the valve. Okay, on both of your DCMs, move your status until you get leak check displayed.
Check display.
EV1 leak check displayed as well.
Copy. Check your O2 actuators to EVA. That's a check.
I think we have to
got to
go
get in the leak check. Yeah, follow the instructions.
Oh, yeah, my bad. Sorry about that.
So we want the long yes now.
Long yes.
Hold for 2 seconds.
Less than a minute.
V2 as well.
EV1 leak check complete.
EV2 leak check complete.
Copy EV1 and EV2. Check your O2 actuators are in EVA.
One there now, EV1. EV1. O2 actuator in EVA.
Copy EV1.
EV2 is in EVA.
Copy EV2 in EVA. Okay, next step for you, Bob, depress pump manual ISO valve to open. Expect an alert tone.
Depress pump manual isolation valve coming open.
Okay, gents, emergency MPEV is open. You can go ahead and do your tether checks now.
All right, copy. Bob, you want to start from structure?
Yep, starting from structure. Okay, I've got the airlock waist tether closed and locked on the airlock D-ring extender. That large hook from the airlock waist tether is closed and locked onto my left waist tether. Hook on my left waist tether, the large one is closed and locked, and the small one is closed and locked on my D-ring extender on my left side. My red hook is closed and locked onto my D-ring extender. Green hook is attached to the red reel. Yellow hook is closed and locked onto the green reel. And then I see that the hook on that green reel is closed and locked onto your red hook. Okay? And both reels are verified unlocked.
Copy that. Picking up your hook that you just confirmed. It is closed and locked on my red reel. The red reel, my red crew hook is closed and locked on my left D-ring extender. That completes our current load path. Back on my two reels, red Irkham body has a yellow hook, large yellow hook closed and locked on the green Irkham body. The green crew hook is back onto the red reel. It happens to be locked also. And the large white hook on the green reel is temp stowed on my mini workstation. Both of the Irkhams are in the unlocked reel position. I've got a dry hat, and I've been looking at my gloves for a while, and they're pristine.
I also have a dry hat, and the gloves are pristine.
Copy all.
Coming up on 2 PSI.
Copy, concur. When you get to 2, you'll take the depress pump manual ISO valve to close.
2.0 coming closed.
Thanks. And once you get it closed, take the depress pump power switch on the UIA to off.
Depress pump power is off.
Okay, we talked about tethers. The crew lock DPDT gets to about 0, expect an alert tone. And then when ED hatch delta P is less than 0.5, you can open and stow the ED hatch.
Copy all. About just for completeness on my right, D-ring extender.
And we're in a quick handover between satellites right now, but we should be regaining those communications here shortly.
Still on for the airlock. We just had a handover. Can you repeat your last?
Hello, Debbie. I was just completing the final tether hook check, and that was on my right D-ring extender. I have a closed and locked small hook in my waist tether, and my waist tether big hook is tempstone on my mini workstation.
Okay. Copy all. Good config. Thanks.
Enough room, Chris?
I think so. Hatch gauge, hovering right around 1. Is my SCU interfering with your crew lock bag area?
That's good. Good. That's why I took the bag before you stowed your. I got it out from underneath the CU, so I've got access to it.
Copy.
Doug Hurley and Yvonne Wagner in the equipment lock section of Quest, monitoring the depressurization across the hatchway of the crew lock section where Chris Cassidy and Bob Bankin are right now.
0.7 on the hatch gauge, delta P.
Copy. Showing about 10 millimeters here before you should get to 0.5. It is slow as you briefed.
About moving into position. Okay. Fine. A better angle. Yep. All right. Doug, I'm going for the hatch.
Copy.
Like daytime.
Okay, the emergency MPEV is closed, and with that, Jaws, we're handing it over to you. Good luck, guys. Have fun.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Doug and Yvonne. Thanks for your work getting us set up so well. Got us right on timeline. We appreciate it. Chris and Bob, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Okay, with that, we'll step into the post-depress. Staggering your switch throws, switch power to bat. Expect a warning tone.
V1 power bat. Power bat.
Both of you check your display switches are functional.
EV1 display functional. No bite light. EV2 display functional. No bite light.
Bob, on the UIA, you'll switch power EV1 and 2 to off.
EV1 and EV2 power are off.
Okay, you'll check the 4 LEDs, power EV1 and 2 are off.
Verified off.
Okay, both of you can disconnect your SCUs from the DCM, install the DCM cover, and stow the SCU in the pouch.
Good work. Complete for EV2, EV1 complete as well.
Okay, Bob, on the crew lock, check the depress pump man ISO valve is closed.
Depress pump man ISO valve is closed.
Both of you can take your temperature control valves to max hot.
Max hot EV1.
Max hot EV2.
It's going down, Bob.
You can both switch water on.
Water on EV1.
Chris Cassidy and Bob Bankin have officially placed their suits on internal battery power, marking the official start of today's spacewalk at 6:32 a.m. Central Time. This will be the first in a series of spacewalks to complete the upgrades to the Starboard 6 truss power system on the International Space Station.
To the desired position, please let us know what they are.
5 EV1.
And EV2 set to 5 as well.
Copy. Check your suit pressure gauges and report.
4.3 EV1.
4.2 EV2.
Copy. 4.3 and 4.2. You can set your visors as required. It's just the beginning of a night pass now.
Good night.
Okay, with that, Chris, if the thermal cover isn't open, you're good to open it and egress the airlock with your medium ORU bag.
Thermal cover is open.
And we have confirmation the thermal cover is now open.
Good. I think you're going to need 2 waist feathers, Bob, to get to the APFR, but right here.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Going in. Going around.
And you can see on the right side of your screen, Chris Cassidy is now coming outside the hatch.
Your wrist there.
Yeah, how's that happen?
Cassidy will be the first out of the hatch this morning, followed by Bob Bankin. Again, Cassidy as EV1 in the suit bearing the red stripes, and Bankin EV2 in the suit bearing no stripes. Once the crew gets outside to their respective work sites, we'll begin getting helmet camera views. Another way to distinguish the spacewalkers will be through those helmet camera numbers. Cassidy will have helmet camera number 18, and Bankin will have helmet camera number 20.
Did you catch if it was starboard or port? Or sorry, was it your left or right wrist mirror?
Here's my left wrist mirror. And straight station 80.
Copy, left wrist mirror, station nadir.
All right, Bob, moving out. Manual isolation valve is down, and my sticker deploy handle is down.
Chris, do you know about how fast that wrist mirror was moving?
Maybe a foot per second.
Copy, 1 foot per second. Okay, Chris, and we didn't copy all your self-checks. If you can just get us those.
Green light is on. Which one are you missing? Jones, which step you missing?
And Chris, we didn't copy both your safer handles. Can you just confirm your safer handles are both down?
It's affirmative. The deploy handle is down, and the manual isolation valve. I'm at 3410. Is down.
Okay, firm 3410.
Down Bob squarely.
And Charles, I have a go to egress the airlock.
Okay, firm Bob, you have a go to egress. And you'll be bringing the crew lock bag with you, and that'll be going to the airlock with 11.
I have the crew lock bag with me.
And Bob Bankin now making his way into the vacuum of space.
Arrived at the APFR.
Copy, Bob, and we'll take self-checks from you as well when able.
Jones, was there anything else you missed on the steering on the self-check?
We'll want the tab.
Okay.
And for
on phase 1, moving starboard.
I can verify my right safer handle is down. My left safer handle is down. And my green light is on. Need any of my tether configuration, Jaws?
We'll take your tabs. We don't need tethers. And I have
my left tab is down.
Copy.
My left tab is up. And my right tab.
As Chris Cassidy was exiting the airlock, his wrist mirror floated away, and there's no risk to the crew. They're still proceeding with procedures.
Our T-tab is up as well.
Copy. Good check, Bob.
The first seat occurred.
Copy. And I have a caution for both of you. Avoid contact with deployed tusk cable, zenith and nadir, cedar rails. How copy?
Copy EV1.
Copy EV2.
Okay, Bob, you'll be bundling the crew lock bag to that APFR and airlock with 11. And Chris, let me know when you get to the outboard SETA card, and I can give you the handrail numbers.
Okay, copy, Joss. Okay, I'm underneath the outboard cart. I'm looking at 3061 as a handrail.
Okay, Chris, that's where you'll drop your anchor hook.
My anchor hook is closed. Slider is in the lock position, double checking. Reels are unlocked.
Copy, good config.
3V1.
And just beside that, you'll see handrail 3060. You'll tap.
Copy all.
Okay, the crew lock bag is bundled to the APFR.
Copy that, Bob. You'll retrieve the bundle with the APFR. You'll leave the whiff extender there.
Copy.
Okay, I'm tethered Bob's hook. Breaking packs up. .3060 has Bob's anchor point closed and locked.
Copy that. Good.
Joss concurs. You're free to unlock your waist tether.
Copy.
Affirm, we concur.
And Jaws, the BRT is closed on the APFR, and it is tethered as well.
Copy, Bob. And Bob, if you can just check your reel is unlocked, you are go to release your waist tether from the airlock waist tether and close the hatch thermal cover.
Copy. Okay, the APFR is on my BRT.
Copy. And Chris, you'll be translating on that SETA cart to WIF 5 and bundling your ORU bag to the APFR and retrieving it.
Okay, it'll work. And Bob, I'm on the SETA cart.
Copy. Wheels are verified unlocked, Jaws.
Copy, Bob.
Just over 15 minutes into the spacewalk today, again the first in a series of spacewalks to complete the upgrades to the starboard 6 truss power system on the International Space Station. Again, the 2 spacewalkers will be making their way to the far starboard truss of the International Space Station both today and again next Wednesday, July 1st, to replace aging nickel-hydrogen batteries on the first of 2 power channels for the S6 truss with new lithium-ion batteries and their associated adapter plates. You'll hear the acronym APFR today, which stands for the Articulating Portable Foot Restraints the crews will be using to restrain their feet at their respective work sites.
Copy, thermal cover closed.
We'll head to the CETA spur.
Okay, Bob, copy that. As you get to the top of the CETA spur, you'll release your Richmond fair lead. And for both of you, we're already ahead of the timeline and met rates are high, so you could slow down a bit.
Copy.
Okay, and for that caution, avoid contact with deployed radiators. How copy?
V1 copies.
EV2 copies.
And we're getting helmet camera views. Of course, this one, number 18 from Chris Cassidy.
I'll have you check your gauntlets in place and check your 3 tabs as well, please.
Okay, you bet. Now's a great time. So both gauntlets are in place and tab checking in work.
Copy.
First order of business for Chris Cassidy this morning will be to set up their tether anchors away from the airlock to enable them to go farther outboard. Cassidy will then head to the external pallet, or EP. The external pallet is held by the robotic arm and houses the new batteries launched from Japan on HTV-9 in May.
BRT tab up and 2 mini workstation tabs are also up. All 3 tabs up.
Copy, Chris. Good config. With that, you can translate to handrail 2004 just past S6 when you get to S6.
2004, copy that.
Another acronym you'll hear throughout the day is BRT, which stands for Body Restraint Tether.
What did he ask for?
Jaws have arrived at the 3410. We'll release just the Richmond fair lead and leave the adjustable here.
A from Bob.
It's complete. I've reached the forward face of S0.
Copy, Bob. And Bob, you'll be heading all the way outboard on S6, and as you approach the Sarge, if I can just get a check for gauntlets in place.
VFR is a little sticky. As I got the APFR out, but just as a note, it was release mechanism was a little key.
Copy that, Chris.
All right. Moving out from Cedar Cart and heading outward. Where are you at?
I'm at the Cedar Cart.
Copy that.
Hey, Chris, I'm coming up the second Cedar Cart.
Copy that.
And Chris, reminder for you, you're going to handrail 2004 for your green hook, and Bob will take a gauntlet check prior to crossing the Sarge.
004.
Both of my gauntlets are up, covering my arms.
Copy, Bob.
I'm at 2004.
Okay, Chris, you'll drop your green hook there.
See that green hook coming here.
And just a heads up for both of you, once you install your APFR, we're going to take a break for a couple minutes.
EV2 copies. EV1 copies. Green hook is node, and it's also locked on 2004.
Copy, your green hook down at 2004, Chris. You'll be installing the APFR into WIF 4 with a clocking of 6.
4 clocking 6. Okay, you want to... I'll just hop up here, Bob, and you can...
No, I'll pause here if Jaws is okay with that.
Oh, okay. Jaws, Bob's right here next to me. I'm going to put this APFR in.
Okay, copy.